I just want to say I like the way she's giving a disclaimer because I don't care. Come for me, I come for you.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is April and you're welcome back to my YouTube channel if you're a returning viewer, and if you're new here then of course you are welcome. Don't forget to check out the videos on my channel, and if you like what you see then of course subscribe to my channel. Today I have another guest on my channel. Her name is Tomiwa and she's an international student at the University of Ghana. She's actually from Nigeria, our brother or sister country. You know, if you're a Ghanaian then you know that Nigeria is, we are basically related. Yes. So Tomiwa, how long have you been in Ghana?
1 year.
1 year. Okay, so 1 year is quite, it's a good enough time to be able to experience the country. And what was your first impression of Ghana?
I loved it. Like everything about Ghana, from the airport right to, because I came straight to the University of Ghana. Lovely. Like the lights everywhere. It was just so beautiful. I'd not been to Ghana for about 9 years, and so the change, it was amazing. Like I loved it. I was so impressed.
So you were coming to Ghana when you were a child?
Yeah.
Okay, so you already had, when you were a teenager, so you had like a kind of perception about Ghana already.
It was like this historical place because we'll go to Elmina, we would go visit, all of those Aburi gardens.
Yeah.
And then I came and I was like, what? This is like, it was so good.
Yeah, because I think we've been developing really fast, in my opinion. Yeah, especially with the new airports. I also really like that airport. It's a good airport. So you have been, you are in the law program, right?
Yes,
so you're studying law right now at the University of Ghana. And how has the university life been for you so far? You already have a first degree from Nigeria.
Yes.
What school did you go to in Nigeria?
University of Lagos.
University of Lagos, okay. And now you are doing another degree at University of Ghana. So if you have to compare, how different is it here, studying here in Ghana?
Okay, so I came to University of Ghana for the exposure. That's what it was. I also came to avoid the stress. I could not have gone through the stress of doing law in University of Lagos. Because if you know anything about University of Lagos, there are a lot of students, it's hectic, it's stressful really. Compared to University of Ghana, it's been, I'd like to say easier, but then I didn't do law in University of Lagos, so I can't compare the two. I'm just talking about my experiences at both, juxtaposing it. It's been pretty simple.
That's great to hear. So what do you like about Ghana and about University of Ghana separately?
I have to go back to the history, to be honest. That's my first degree was history and strategic studies. So anything history would draw me. And knowing about the roots, you know how they just did the 400 year of return thing.
Yeah, the year of return.
Yeah, that was really amazing. I was not around for it. It was amazing.
It was amazing.
I went back home, but yeah, like I like the concept.
Yeah.
I like everything that has to do with the embodiment of culture and all of that. What have I liked about University of Ghana? Yeah, the students. I like meeting new people, and because there's so many people from different walks of life, the undergraduate degree students, the first degree students, coming from different places. That's what I really like.
That's when studying law. Yeah. In the law program, or you mean in general? There are lots of international students here.
Yeah, there are, but I don't get to interact with them as much because
you interact mostly with Ghanaians, and you like that kind of experience. Okay, and are there any challenges that you faced here as an international student?
Yes, and communication is one of them, if not the main point. I remember first semester, some lecturers will speak tree in class, and in some way my friend would interpret, but I lose I'm sure the message is lost in transmission.
I know in Nigeria you have multiple languages, similarly as to Ghana. So when, like you said, a lecturer, for example, speaks in Tree, and then it's something that is strange to you, you'd never experienced a lecturer speaking in a local language in Nigeria?
I've never experienced it, never. Like, it was never a thing. Official language in Nigeria was or is English, and so your classes, except you're learning the language, that's when it's spoken in class. Otherwise, it's English. Like there's no assumption that everybody else understands what you're saying. You don't even make use of those languages as a joke because you're not carrying the class along.
Yeah, so there is no superiority in terms of language as it is in Ghana. Because in Ghana, too, the official language is English. It is English, just that we have a local language that a lot of people focus on, most widely spoken. And so that is why it's used a lot like that.
But they shouldn't be using it in classes. Like, I don't think there's any excuse for it, to be honest. Let everybody flow.
So are there any other times where you felt like, because you're a Nigerian, you were at a bit of a disadvantage in school, for example?
Yeah, severally. So, for instance, when you're given an assignment during your holiday and you're asked to submit in person, or you're asked to submit a physical copy as against emailing it to the lecturers. I don't live in Ghana. Before I came to school here in Ghana, I didn't have friends that lived in Ghana. Maybe if I count how many friends I have, it will be one person. So I really do not have any roots here in Ghana. And so asking for such a thing, it's almost extreme, because if I do that, it would either mean it's one or two things. I'll have to print it out, send it using DHL to Ghana, or I'll have to do it earlier than normal, send it to a friend, God bless my friend, and have her print it and submit it. It's ridiculous in my opinion. It is an inconvenience. And then communication, in the sense that the school does not communicate with the international students. I know there's an international programs office, but I don't feel they do enough when it comes to communicating certain things.
Okay, so there's a bit of disorganization, miscommunication going on.
That's for sure.
Okay, now that's for the general.
Yeah.
Let's come to the law. So you've been studying law for a year now, and we can admit, I think very truthfully, that law is a very intensive course.
It is.
Yes. So how has that been like for you? And especially considering the fact that you are focusing on Ghanaian law. How do you feel about that?
I'm not mad about the fact that I'm focusing on Ghanaian law. Why? Because I came to Ghana.
Yeah.
It's literally another experience. It's also the fact that Ghana is a Commonwealth country, and so whatever I learn here is also common law. It applies to Nigeria in some way. The cases are different, but the principles are pretty much the same. So I'm not mad at that. What am I mad at? The fact that it's basically a different education system. I came to University of Ghana School of Law and discovered that you don't have tests, or if you write tests or assignments or anything, it doesn't add to your degree, like it doesn't add to your grades. Your exam is 100%. So the assessments, it doesn't work because you don't get feedback, so you don't know what's going on. You're just so. I remember my first year, well, that was 200 level. You just read a lot of things. You read as much as you can, but you really don't know what you're reading. So you're just reading and you don't know what you're reading. You don't know how much it would apply.
In university in Nigeria, you get feedback on tests and exams.
There's a general revision on what was right, what wasn't. And then you also get your scripts. So by the time you see that, okay, so you got 10 over 30, you're like, you need to read more for this, or 15. You're able to gauge where you stand in the course, like what you need to do.
I get what you're saying. So there's a general revision, and then you even get your scripts on top of that.
Yes, you definitely get your scripts more often than not.
As a Nigerian, have you ever felt out of place, or have you ever felt like, like you don't belong, or have people treated you differently because you're Nigerian?
People don't know I'm Nigerian until I open my mouth and I talk, or until I say my name. So they can't place where I'm from. I don't know why. I'm sure you guys are G's, so you know I'm Nigerian, right?
Oh, you can't tell from how you look.
Oh, I don't get why.
But how can you tell? Are you serious? How can you tell? Before you spoke to me, I would never have thought that you were not a... Yes! There is nothing that differentiates you from a Ghanaian, honestly.
Bless you. I wish that was the same in my entrance fees and...
Yes, because just to make it clear, Nigerians pay the international students fees.
I was so shocked.
At the University of Ghana. So, and it's in dollars, guys. It's in
a
dollars.
lot of money.
this topic, a lot of people have opinions on these kinds of things, and please, you guys should know that we are talking about our perspectives, or she's talking about her perspective. And what is a culture shock to her might not be, and of course, if you're a Ghanaian, would not be a culture shock to you. That's first and foremost. And secondly, something that is shocking is personal. So you guys like should keep that in mind, that it's personal. It's not like, oh, this is bad or this is good, but from her perspective, that's how she sees it.
I just want to say I like the way she's giving a disclaimer, because I don't care. Come for me, I come for you.
So, have you experienced a culture shock?
It has to be. It really has. Apart from the language, which Ghanaians speak English, but they also speak Tree. So
Another local language.
yeah,
But Tree is the most.
And they seem to think everybody else understands that, but that wasn't even a culture shock, because I expected another language. The culture shock was the food. I was not expecting it. Like, I expected I didn't bring anything. I love junks. I love, like,
What is junk?
so snacks, like
Snacks and chips.
Chips, chin chin, coconut chips, sweets, candies. Like, that's my forte. I wasn't expecting anything different in food. I literally think of Ghana as like a brother-sister relationship to Nigeria. So I didn't bring any of that. The food was a huge deal, because you guys use jasmine rice or perfumed rice to cook.
Yeah, that's the most common.
Yeah, I enjoy your jollof, but with that rice, I can't say that. Like, it's
So the rice is your issue.
Yeah.
It's not the jollof, like
It's the rice.
the
I like the jollof. It's the rice. But there's something I eat or I ate during first semester every week that gave me stomach upset. So I had running stomach every single week of first semester. That was the culture shock as far as I'm concerned. That messed me up real bad. So that was one question I've actually gotten from a lot of people, Nigerians or Ghanaians, who are more hospitable. I would obviously say Nigerians, but I would actually say different people based on different things. So for instance, my first day, I told you about my first day in Ghana.
Yeah.
My experience with the Ghanaians, it was not great. Let me just put it as that. It was a bit hostile, especially because it was a strange land, you know. But when I got into the hostel, the first set of people, like about 5 girls, walked up to me and introduced themselves to me. And guess what? They were all Nigerians. And they did not know. I'm serious. Like, so till this day, like, I rate them. They did not know who I was. They could, like you said, you can't tell from looking at me that I'm Nigerian. Yeah. And yet they approached me, they were so friendly. But through the semester, every other person I've met in my program, they have all been Ghanaians, and they have been really helpful. Like, if I reach out to, in fact, apparently it's a Ghanaian thing, like, to have as, like, you people have a bit of attitude, like, you guys, I don't know if
have a bit of attitude. And what
some of my friends have told me that, oh, the way I am, there's nobody I can't ask for help. Like, we don't have to be friends. If I need something from you,
you don't have to be
ask.
friends. Yeah.
But I hear that, so when I resumed, they were not exchanging information like that. Like, you literally have to go and ask. It's not something that they would offer. Let me give you the perfect example. So, like, based off what school you went.
Okay, that's true.
There's a bit of, so the way they will, once you say what school you went, there's a way they will look at you and all of that.
That's cool. The school thing, I agree.
Yeah, so it was based off, and me, my energy, like, if I need anything, I'll literally, and so people have been warm and welcoming.
Thank you so much, Tomiwa. That was really, really interesting to hear. Thank you so much for sharing your experiences.
Thank you for having me here.
Both the good and the bad.
Yeah, and I've had a lot of good experiences.
So you guys have to know the truth. This is the truth, though. So
it's raw.
It's raw. It's raw. Both the positives and the negatives, and overall, her experience of Ghana has been good. Mm-hmm. So thank you so much also for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something from it.
Watch all of April's videos. Like, they're so helpful. Like, really, I'm not even trying to front. I love YouTube. Make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you hit the subscribe button, you know.
Thank you so much
You're welcome.
for advertising me on my own channel. But yeah, thank you again, and thank you Tomiwa, and I hope I'll see you in the next video.
Bye guys.
Bye.